to make, I actually think that mining in Minecraft is one of the most fun things you can do. Going down into the mines and doing the opposite of building by kind of building in negative space is such a fun thing to me, which is why I love to go down and mine for some diamonds. And when I have a silly project that requires 3,166 of them, I find this as an opportunity to do one of my favorite things for some hours in a row. This is one of the fun processes in Minecraft because you don't know how long it's going to be to mine a diamond. It's a basically random process, and today you get to watch that random process play out over the course of hours. Have you ever wanted to watch mining for hours? Well, the answer is probably no, but hopefully you enjoy as we go on the journey today. So first things first, I'm going to need my second pickaxe. I have a fortune pickaxe, which I just thought it would be in here, so if I don't find that, then I guess we'll just grab this for now. Simple. I definitely had a second pickaxe at some point, but I've since lost it seems. Where would I have put in it? Anyway, so I'm going to grab myself a fortune pickaxe, because it's important to have not just a silk touch pickaxe, obviously, but also a fortune once we can turn it into diamonds. I think I'm going to have an exact count of how many diamonds I have. I did that thing where I ate like an hour ago, and now it's like, do you ever have that weird thing that's halfway between like a hiccup and like not being able to talk, almost like breathing? Anyway, so with this is going to be a good stream, you can tell from the quality of the conversation already. So I really, really do think that diamond mining is one of those fun feelings because you never know when you're going to get a diamond, and even now, after playing the game for so many years, I still enjoy it. And so when it comes dark in Minecraft, I see that as an opportunity to go deep into my mine shaft, which is what I'll be doing today. So yeah, my mine actually starts below this house. I have, do you like my dirt house? This is a very high quality Minecraft build, I think you'll find. But I have this dirt house, which currently goes down to my old diamond mine because I haven't really significantly mined for diamond after 1.18. They might have made it significantly easier to find diamonds after that update, but the truth was, to me, that just, well, what was the point? I mean, ultimately, also, ooh, there's something down here. To me, it just felt like, what was the point of mining more after that? What? How does this exist? Oh, okay, there's a hole over there. I was like, why is there a hole down here? But honestly, yeah, there's been so much. Every time I need diamonds, I find them in other ways, and I just kind of mine diamonds tangentially, but that changes today. So first things first, we're going to place our blocks, which will later have our stairs on them, and now we're going to mine all the way down to Y-63, because diamonds are one of the easiest blocks to understand how you mine them in this game. The trick, again, it's a secret little trick you might not know about. The deeper you go, the more diamonds you find. Funnily enough, back in the old days of Minecraft, back in the ancient days of pre-2021, can you imagine living before 2021? But yeah, back before 2021, the best way to find diamonds was at Y13, and it was like a very particular thing. If you went too low, you'd find fewer diamonds. If you went too high, you wouldn't find any. But now the trick is you just go as deep as you feel like going, with one small little caveat, and that small little caveat is that obviously you will hit bedrock if you go too deep. So we're going to go as deep as we can without hitting bedrock, and then we'll see how far we mine at that layer and what the success rates it will be. It was Y equals 10 for me. Yeah, I did Y11 personally. Again, I'm a big believer in like slightly alter the formula. It will change things if, worst case, very little for the bad, but sometimes very much for the good. So the first thing is to build ourselves a nice big staircase down to that layer, and then we'll find our first diamond. Because looking at that number right there, what are we gonna do? I don't even know. It's going to be terrible. So, yeah, we're going to go all the way down to like Y minus 59 or 55 or 53. We can pick our Y layer, but I'm going to go as low down as we can, if only because I want to make a really low down pathway. There's no amazing reasons to do so, but I want to do it anyway. It'll be a lot of fun. So, yeah, I also think that it could be kind of handy to make a really long underground ice pathway, because unlike a sky ice pathway where you can fall off it, an underground ice pathway, you can use the walls to keep you guided, so it might be a handy thing for that. So we'll make a big diamond mine that will just happen to double as one of these other things. I don't strip mine anymore since caves and cliffs. Honestly, a lot of people seem to have this attitude of like, yeah, what's even the point anymore? And I've had it as well, which is why I just wanted to have a nice diamond mining session. And also, I need diamond blocks. If I'm being totally honest with you, I could say it's just for the passion of the game. But I want diamond blocks. I need quite a few diamond blocks. I need, in fact, more than 100 of them. And so that's why we have the diamond counter, and that's why I'll be mining until I get them. So we're gonna place our stone down at bedrock just to make it look like old bedrock over here. I think, old bedrock layer. We replace all of the deep slate we see with this, And this would be a good place to mine with one crucial problem. Down here, where the bedrock is going to be bad for us because all of these bedrock blocks can't be diamond. That seems obvious, but it affects your mining drop rates, basically. And so we're going to take this bottom little tunnel thing that we have, and we're going to now mine upwards 1 block. So this is going to be where our tunnel actually begins. This is the Y-58 tunnel. Although, over here, we're going to have... Also, you crack me up to no end. Oh no, I crack you up and there's no third dimension in your Minecraft world. Wow, that's terrible. More seriously though, also swamp is better for diamonds. Yeah, it's true. If you wanna, so here's the thing. If you wanna get the best drop rates, you mine in a swamp and mine in a desert. I've actually got an ultimate mining guide. I'll leave down below. If your only goal is diamonds, do that. But I'm using the secondary goal of trying to make a big tunnel. I think this is something a lot of people don't appreciate, is that like everything in life and Minecraft comes with a trade-off. And so when you mine not through a swamp, you lose like 5% potential diamond, or it's probably slightly less than that, for not finding any fossils. But if it makes you a more useful tunnel, that's worthwhile. In the same way that like, you know, if you make a house out of obsidian, it's more secure than a house made out of wool or wood or something. But if you make a house out of, obsidian, you probably won't like the way it looks. So you make a less optimal house for the sake of the aesthetics. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's what we do in life all the time. We make compromises on form for function. And yeah, it's the wonderful, wonderful world we live in. So with that said, I'm looking for... Also, this is a real nice staircase up. I better finish getting the cobblestone for it. But let's go throw the stone into our thing. Also, how do you feel about swamps now? It's weird. Minecraft is doing a good job on making swamps not the most miserable biome in Minecraft. But it raises an interesting question of whether swamps should be the most miserable biome in Minecraft. Because you need to have a biome be that, and it should be clear which biome is the worst and which biome is the best. Whereas if they're all equally good, then, I don't know, people hate things less. There's an interesting argument that actually bad things are good because they make you appreciate the good things more. I don't know where I fall on that argument. It's definitely a hard one in the world of game balance. But with that said, there's a couple of things I have to do while we're here. One is I'm going to dye this shulker box, which has my cherry stuff in it, pink. I've had it in my inventory for far too long, and it gets confused with the other one. And two, we're going to start filling up these from the tunnel that we mine. Which, by the way, like I said, will go all the way from here somewhere. I think I'll make a big tunnel down, or a big hole down to it. Something like over here. And it will go all the way to where my blue ice islands are, and maybe also all the way that way over to my village. I want to have a really long, super long thing across the world, and it'll be great. So, with that said, I make an obsidian outside house and interior design, or turn off explosions to make any house I want. But even ignoring explosions, it makes it the safest house from other Like, again, technically speaking, an obsidian house is the safest house, but then you've got to consider, like, is this what you want? Because if you don't want something, it doesn't matter how safe it is because it still sucks in your mind. So, with that said, let's now... I placed this staircase 1 block too low, so we just have to replace it there. That's where the root of all my problems come from. And then we move the bottom place of this, because if this is going to be a long-lasting staircase, it's important that it go down to the right layer. So, with right layers in mind, the most miserable biome is probably the original forest. I like a regular forest. I get a little bit more depressed about the birch forests, because... you know, at least the regular forest has both birch and oak. There's no, like, oak-only forest besides a swamp, I guess. So I guess the swamp is the most miserable biome. There we go. Okay, it's been solved. Yeah, I do agree, there are a lot of biomes where you're like, what do I do here? But without the biomes that had nothing in them, the biomes with stuff in wouldn't feel as significant, is an argument that I've heard made. Who knows if you believe in that. So yeah, this is going to be my little room where the tunnel can start and end. We'll move the main thing back over here, I guess, somewhere. And then also back over here. Just kind of bring some air into the space, make it feel a little bit nicer. We could let some natural light in here, dig a big tunnel. But for now, what's more important is we dig and we get some big numbers of diamonds. Mining deep slate with silk touch, a pro gamer move. Yeah, it's I try to, you know, sometimes I try to switch it out. But I think having like chests and chests of deep slate, it does allow me to do some weird things like build the deep slate mountains. And so I do think at some point in my world, I want a few shulker boxes full of it. Will I want that many shulker boxes? That's a decision future me will hate me for deciding on. But you can never turn cobbled deep slate back into deep slate. But you could theoretically, you wouldn't want to, but you could technically turn deep slate back into cobbled. So even though it's worse in every way, this is my pickaxe. I'm going to use it for at least a little bit and see how that one goes. So, yeah, I think the fun thing about the diamond mining process is this RNG that happens here. I could mine for 3 hours now and find no diamonds, and there's just something about that that's interesting, right? The kind of, you know, like, in life, we like everything to be in our control. The moment something's out of it, it gets a little bit anxiety, or, you know, I guess, yeah, anxiety would be a good word to describe. Like, you don't know the outcome, and that outcome can be scary. Like, how long will I have to mine before we hit something that I actually want? I mean, cobbled deep slate in a furnace goes to regular deep slate. Oh, you can smelt cobbled deep slate. Okay, you know what? I've never tried that. Admittedly, has anyone ever smelted cobbled deep slate? I would love to know. I would love to arrange an interview with them. But yeah, you know, okay, I'll admit I was just wrong about that one there. That's entirely the way you've got to do things. Like that makes my silk touch pickaxe just a pure convenience. Hey, first diamonds. So now, having a second pickaxe is going to be handy. How many diamonds are we going to get, internet? Let's find out. So this would be my lovely slot. So this is fortune free. And so now we're at 1 diamond. Ooh, 1 diamond. We're at 2 diamonds. Oh god, are we actually only gonna end up with, okay. Hey, we're at 3 diamonds. Fortune pickaxe is working well. Okay, I brought myself a deep slate diamond ore, specifically just in case of this very situation. Okay, there we go. How many is it? It's 1 more. Ooh, is fortune broken? I think I hit the member button rather than the the trim button. Anyway, with that said, good job, internet. We're doing really great today. Let's just keep on mining and believe. I got 1 diamond per diamond. That's pain. What's even the point of having a fortune pickaxe if you don't get multiple diamonds per diamond? It's just, there isn't a point. That's the answer. So now we use this as a space for the deep slate shulker box. I'm not going to put night vision in there. Actually, I could use the night vision after yeah, I think I'll run around with night vision after I run out of torches. That's a clever idea. But for now, we'll just kind of dump some stuff in there, mostly deep slate. And we'll go for 1 big run with the silk touch pickaxe, and then we'll switch out to like a decent pickaxe, which will give me real blocks that I actually want or need. How unfortunate. That is a real bad batch of luck, huh? And that's what I'm saying, like, sometimes, no matter how much of life, it would be nice if it was under control. You could make so many things up under this perfection system, but at some point, randomness, or at least human activity, or something comes into it, and there is no control exhibited by the individual anymore. It only comes down to, well, how the dice rolls. Like, you can plan around you can plan the perfect event that is gonna make everyone's day perfect, but if it rains, then everything's, you know, rain on your parade sure would ruin it, huh? People would not want to go see a rainy parade. Come on, yeah, 4 diamonds! Okay, so that's kind of nice, right? I felt like I deserve 4 diamonds after the RNG I had there. And then we got a second diamond set over here. What do you think it's gonna be? I'm gonna make the highly educated guess. Okay, we're gonna mine this block, I guess. I'm gonna make the entirely educated guess that instead of getting 4 diamonds, I'm gonna get 3. Yay! I've got amazing RNG. Okay, I mean, I don't actually clear. Hey, 4! That's nice. Look at that. I'm now at 15 diamonds. I have been mining for only a brief few minutes, and we've already got 15 diamonds. Bear in mind, Minecraft wants to improve these rates, which I have to say. I mean, a part of me says is bad, but the part of me today is saying, yeah, give me better RNG. Give me 1 diamond for every block I mine on. So, yeah, 15 down, more to go. So yeah, getting 3,166 is my goal. A few people said that's cryptic, and a few people are like, ah, yeah, I watched the Let's Play, I understand. So if you do want to know if it is like, if you have a curiosity, it was in my most recent Let's Play episode about making a mini game in my end. But the basic goal, it is a very big stretch goal, but it's one of those really stupid things that I just had to do. Like, I just need to do it. And sometimes in Minecraft, the stupid things are the important things, right? Sometimes, I mean, sometimes in life that's true too. But mostly in Minecraft, you come after this really. If you have a stupid goal but you care about it, it's not a stupid goal anymore. And I think that's the fun reminder about this game. So often, people on YouTube will try, you know, especially with the increasing standards of trying to get clicks by being like, this is the craziest thing anyone has ever done. There's only so many evolutions of this is the craziest thing anyone's ever done. This is the biggest, wildest collection of whatever, that it might just be fun to be like, you know what, this is me. My goal was to build a slightly bigger house today, And so I made my house, I added an extension to the front of it. Or like, oh yeah, this is me, I want to make a potion room. So I made a potion room. Like, actually useful things are, at some point, that might be like fun for people to see again. I don't know where the actual YouTube standards are. But almost every YouTuber I know is like, has some level of like, okay, I can either spend a month making this video, or I can, you know, I can not have the next big viral hit. Or you just go on to the, you know, you just fake it in some way. I think that's the, I think for some people that's not like a controversy at all, because it's accepted in lots of forms of media that it's allowed to be like fake to some extent. But I think for me it's like, nah. I think realness is important, which is why this diamond mining stream exists. There is, this is genuinely just me mining in a straight line. It's gonna be a beautiful straight line, by the way. It's gonna be the most beautiful straight line you've ever seen. Generally just mining in a straight line, showing you the diamonds that I get. Will I find diamonds? Will I not? Every block you get to decide. Do you think I'm gonna find diamonds soon, chat? Has it been too long since I found them? Too little? Who knows for sure. But, would imagine if our IRL culture consists entirely of making gigantic statues. If you think about it, in like, medieval, like, if you think about, like, I don't know, not medieval, like 1800 sort of times, rulers had to prove their strength by being like, yeah, look at this big project I got done. The Trans-Siberian Railroad, everyone looked at, the Russian Tsar at the time, and were like, you cannot build this. Have you seen the size of Russia? We don't even have that much steel. We couldn't get that much steel if we wanted to. Also, have you seen, it's Russia, it doesn't work for, there's only 4 months a year where you can actually build stuff. And so they built, by splitting up into 1 billion sections, they built one of the grandest pieces of infrastructure in the world, despite everyone saying you couldn't. And that's like a big, like, feather in his cap, right? If the 1800s were right now, there'd be a YouTube video, I built the longest railroad in the world, and guess what? I'm gonna kill 6 peasants at the end of this video. They're gonna be tied to the track, and I'm gonna make someone do a real life trolley problem. And that's not all. I've also been speaking to this Gregorovich mystical man, and I hear there's a, you know, I don't know, like I feel like that's the thing, right? I'm sorry. I feel like every time I talk about YouTube videos, it's like the whole MrBeast parody thing. But I've seen so many like videos try to emulate that style. I'm over it at this point. Like it makes sense that it happens. Like whenever something gets really popular, people think like, well, I would like to be popular. Clearly the thing I'm not doing is I'm not yelling at the camera fast enough and having bizarre little twists in there. But yeah, I think, I feel like that would get demonetized quickly. YouTube tried to demonetize me, and so I sent a domestic wait, I can't say that even in my joking 18th century historian voice. But yeah, no, I think, got a lovely little deep slate box right here. I'll fill it with some more deep slate that I've picked up. Yeah, I think, I do think there's always been this fascination with bigger and better. Even in like the plane building world, if you look at the Boeing 747, it's like the biggest plane in the world. It was at the time it was built, I should say. And then Airbus was the second biggest company. Looked at it and said, yeah, this plane barely makes sense, but people love it. So maybe we should make another plane that barely makes sense that people will love too. Also, I'm going to drink the night vision potion. Look at this, mining in the dark. Just got to eat more carrots, clearly. Oh, okay, perfect time. Or least perfect time. A wasted time, maybe. Okay, so I'm just going to stand in the lava right here. And I'm just going to get rid of it. And then we're going to do the same over here. We're just going to put the blocks in the ceiling. And we're just going to keep on mining this way. I think there's going to be lava over there too. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay, so that technically does the job. Yeah, you know, that's what I want from the job. Let's, we'll use water here, and then we'll start mining this way. And then every time we reach obsidian, problem solved. This is how you mine for diamonds effectively, I tell you. And then we scoop it up, and we place it down over there. And if it tries to get in my way, we'll mine it some more. So you definitely don't want to be mining obsidian underwater. That's a life pro tip. But yeah, I think there is a fascination with bigger and better all the time. You know, the plane thing is like, yeah, they made a bigger plane, the A380. It's a double-decker bus. They're both fully fledged passenger decks, and airlines are like, we would rather have like a more efficient small plane, and then we could fly 2 small planes instead of 1 big plane. And you know, there's all these things they're saying, but it's like, nah. What you're gonna love is you're gonna love this big thing right here. And obviously, you can only say that looking back. If you look at so many of the grandest things that have happened in history, It's basically some guy being like, yeah, well, I reckon this could be real good. And everyone going, no, I don't think this can happen. And then the guy gets it done. It's like, wow, okay then, never mind. And that goes all the way from the Trans-Siberian Railroad to apparently things like this Minecraft tunnel. People tell me you shouldn't just mine for hours in a row. I'm gonna do it anyway. Because what do I think of people? I think that they're very nice, but they also tend to be slightly misguided. So yeah, with that said, mining the lava is an important task, by the way. In fact, getting obsidian is an important task. It's not my primary goal. My primary goal is getting me some of those nice diamonds. When are the next diamonds gonna show up? It's like, it feels like, you know, I'm waiting on that RNG I said earlier. Sometimes, no matter, like, the fun thing about randomness is technically, you know, it kind of messes with our sensibilities. Like, it'd be nice to live in a world where whenever you did good things would happen to you. Whenever bad things happen. If you put in the work for something, you should get the results, etc. But sometimes really bad luck happens. I mean, you might be dedicated to going to the gym every day, but you might get hit by a bus. You might be dedicated to getting hit by a bus, but you might accidentally find a man on the bridge that gives you some magical beans, and that might take you down a really long path and up a beanstalk, and you know, it gets really, really crazy, really quickly. Anyway, so with that said, you know, you just wanted to jump in front of a train, or a bus, I guess. Speaking of jumping in front of buses, hey, thank you, Polly E. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member. By the way, look, I have enough fireworks. I think I can... Oh, I actually can't get height in here. You have to deliberately get some height. Then I'm going to try and make this lava visible. Okay, that's great. That's a little bit of light for the tunnel. And then we're going to fly through it. Okay, that did not work. Yeah, there we go. Was that a worthwhile use of 2 fireworks? Heck yeah, it was not in the slightest. Didn't like not having a green name. Good to see you back in the membership club, Polly. One of the interesting things about streaming regularly is having, like, the regulars. Like, I think a lot of people like to imagine that everyone in a stream is a regular. Like, yeah, it's someone, and, like, people who watch a stream watch every stream. But I think a lot of people, like, a decent, not majority, but the significant minority, are people who just show up to a stream and are like, wow, who's this? What's going on here? Maybe they show up to quite frequently, but definitely not, like, all the time. It's cool having people who are there, like, 90+% of the time, right? I'm sure everyone has this in their real life, like, friend groups. Like, you know, I obviously this is a parasocial relationship. Have to clarify that. Important to say. But, like, in a real life friend group, you have people who are like, yeah, you know, they show up sometimes. Like, they're, occasionally, you know, you're like their side friend group. And then there's people like, yeah, well, I'm gonna show up every time. This is fun, and I would like to be here. And I like those people. You know, like, it's, you know, looking at the chat right now. Also, Toycat, gotta give you props being genuine. Very rare quality on YouTube. In theory, it should be the most valued quality on YouTube. The most important thing about YouTube versus, like, TV and stuff should be the fact that you can actually be real and genuine here. But I think the problem is that, like, the appearance of realness is very easy to fake. And I think that's the problem, like, way more deep in our society, right? Even with, like, okay, if I wanted to say I had 3,166 diamonds, what's the faster way to do it? Is it to mine all of these sessions in a row? Or is it just to say that I mined all these sessions, type /game mode creative, and then give myself the diamonds, you know? At some point it becomes even dumb to do the long form way. Like, what am I even thinking, you know? But, yeah, it's just one of those fun things. So with that said, we are now entirely full on this top chest. And these, okay, we're really running out of space. Gotta work on something soon. But let's now get a non-silk touch pickaxe. That is what I need here. And so I guess we could make the switch down to diamond. If we absolutely had to. I wouldn't like to, but we can. Also, Angela Van Katzenhout, it's good to see you. Like, you know, Dash is a regular. Also, why'd you put the member sign above the number? Don't you want to confuse the new people? $4.99 is a bargain for constructive life advice and psychology lessons. You know, how constructive really is it, though? I mean, maybe it just sounds constructive. I'm not going to do this to you. What I am going to do, though, is say thank you, and I'm also going to find myself the best pickaxe that isn't... Okay, so I could just use some generic pickaxes, then slowly combine them together, which is the way I like to do things. Yeah, we just take, like... Okay, we take this pickaxe, and we mix it with that pickaxe. And then we have... Oh, no, that's not going to work well. So yeah, we want to take this pickaxe and this efficiency 2 pickaxe and combine them together. And then we'll have a fully fledged fine pickaxe. So that's not the right pickaxe. These ones right here will combine to make efficiency 3. And we'll grab another pickaxe, which is just nice and regular and boring, which also has efficiency 3 ideally. So I'm breaking efficiency 2. I'm breaking... Actually, you know what? It might make more sense. We don't have the levels, but we could just enchant it all the way. But we cannot. So instead, this is as good as it gets. So yeah, this is the way I live my life. I just slowly combine pickaxes together. I think I might be able to fix some of these pickaxes with a lot of levels, but I'm sure it's not a big deal. We will go and grab a second pickaxe, actually, just in case it is a big deal. Be real ready for that. So let's now combine 2 of these together, because now as soon as... So this pickaxe plus this pickaxe costs 3. This pickaxe plus this pickaxe costs 1. That's the smarter way of doing it. So efficiency 3, unbreaking 3. That's the name of the game today. And then we will just use this pickaxe whenever it's important. Yeah, that seems good to me. Okay, let's go back down. We also need to get some torches. I think I have some... I'm not going to have all the torches I need today in here, but like 26 of those, a bunch of these. We'll see what that makes me, you know. So that gets me a stack of torches, then 40 more. I think I am going to go through all of those today. So that's a big problem that I should be thinking about at some point. But let's go back into the mines for the diamonds. Is that archaeology brush enchanted? You better believe it is. You better believe it is. I feel like he's going to use the diamonds he finds to make jukeboxes. You know, there's nothing stopping you. That's all I'll say. There's nothing stopping me. The game might try. The game might wish it can try, maybe even. But it can't. So we're going to make this into, like, 24 staircases. And just kind of move that staircase down the hill. I like the idea of switching it slowly into deep slate. But for now, we can just have that. And then we'll go. Let's do it. So back into the staircase we go. You can see why, like, going down this manually each time is a bit of a pain, and why at some point you just dig yourself a big mine down. And you know, that's the beautiful thing about Minecraft. You slowly make things better and better. You get the progression. How is your physical health? Says Z Cookie. I had a I don't even know what it was. At the beginning of the year, I just didn't have an appetite. I lost a bunch of weight, and so I was like, a part of me was like, okay, here's what you do. You just don't mess this up. Just leave. You know, if you just eat normally now, then you've got 3 pounds lost. And then the other part of me is like, wow, I had such a low appetite. I missed out on a lot of food, and so I've been like kind of like going back and getting it. It's the interesting thing about anything, right? If you have a big windfall, should you use that as an opportunity to do less work? Or should you do the same amount of work and then enjoy the fruits of it, right? Like, if you win the lottery, let's just say you win 1 year's salary, you can quit work for a year, or you can, you know, option 1 is quit work for a year. Option 2, I'm going to put these all on the left, by the way. You could quit work for an entire year, or you could work for the year and then have a year's salary on top, right? It's the same kind of idea, I think. And in Minecraft, if I find 100 diamonds just in a chest, I think logically I keep playing because Minecraft playing is fun. But what if I didn't like mining diamonds? Would you just say, well, what if I found 3,166 diamonds in a chest? I mean, 1, you'd all call me a hacker. But 2, I would then not need to. So, also, bro, my music career is actually starting to grow. Let's go, says Oraraski. The hardest part of any career that is to do with people is that first critical mass, I think. You do need to then keep it moving. I think a lot of people think it is just the critical, like, but I don't know. Every YouTuber you speak to have the same story of like, yeah, I just made videos for years and 0 people watched. And then eventually people started watching. I imagine it's the same thing with music where, yeah, you can, just for years, you might spend some time doing stuff. Also, hallo Toycat, kannst du Deutsch sprechen? Ich kann sprechen, nein Deutsch. Toycat looks like the type of person to play guitar. Man, I don't know why, but like playing guitar is like one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, I see why. You know, I don't know what it is, right? But it's There's some activities. I think everyone has this where like if someone you don't like gets into something, you can like hold it against the entire activity. And so like, you know, there's a guy who I knew who was like just very, you know, very a little annoying, who got really into guitar on the sole basis of like, look what I can play. Then he plays a song I've never heard and he's like, oh, doesn't that sound like this? And you have to be like, no, you know, I want to tell you that that's it doesn't, but I feel like that's rude. But yeah, I think the hardest thing about any career that's to do with people is that first little push. So if it's happening with your music, I'm excited for you, man. I think I'm glad you managed to get that going. I guess it's true though. If you think about moving a boulder or even driving a car, if you know how manuals. Oh no, we wasted a mine. Okay, we got 1 diamond. And speaking of diamonds, I got one in the real world. I'm excited. Thank you for the first tip of the stream, Aubrey. Was gonna go to sleep, but wanted to pay you for having a beverage for the next stream. Good luck getting Raymond's. Man, yeah, I haven't had a fun beverage in a while, huh? Chat, what fun beverage should I get? I'm just kidding. I'm gonna ignore you. But you know, I'm gonna have a fun beverage soon. It's gonna be great. So, how many of these Raymonds do you think we got? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe if there's one back there. How many do you think we'll get from it? So, with that said, 16 diamonds becomes. Is that 17? That is 17. Becomes 18. Becomes 19. What is this luck? What is this RNG, internet? Okay, I guess that's just how life be, huh? So we're at 19 diamonds, which is definitely a number. And now we're at okay, you know, we'll just mine it all and work it out after this. Oh my god, is this a double diamond vein or is this just a really big one? Look at the size of this. So I'm not even sure where this is as we go. That averages out to 32, which is kind of wild, really. So 32 diamonds. I am now almost 1% of the way, internet. Are you sure you have fortune? It doesn't feel like I have fortune, right? It really doesn't. That was a very lucky diamond vein. I'm appreciative of that, that's for sure. But a diamond is worth £3.94 apparently. So if a diamond is worth £3.94, this is a fun thing. Someone every now and then, someone will like offer a tip like, Toycat, I'll give you $10 to throw away this pickaxe. And it's like, well, it's got a lot of enchantment stuff. But like the idea of like how much to just burn a diamond is a really intriguing question I think about anyway, right? It's like, because you know, there's always this fun. Okay, so how many diamonds we got there? That's 3, 2 maybe. That's 3, yeah. And then how many diamonds we got here? That's 2. How many diamonds we got here? Okay, that's a good batch. 42 diamonds brings us nicely, very nicely, in my opinion, into the. Also, by the way, thank you, Larry Nannery. You know what? Thank you for the super chat. So why do you put fortunate in all of your pickaxes in case it comes into contact with more diamonds? These are kind of my workhorse pickaxes. I don't care about them. And so I'm not going to put valuable enchantments on them. There is an argument that, yeah, I could get a villager that will trade me for them. But I bought a bunch of pickaxes in bulk a long time ago. And that's just where I am. Also, 1.3% of the way there. Man, is that motivating or demotivating? I'm not sure how I'm meant to feel right now. All I know is that I do feel a certain way. But yes, my physical health's been pretty good. I've been doing a lot more physical activity as just part of my day-to-day. I think it's something I know it'd be nice to work on, like always being like active, because I feel like activity is one of those things where like one day you just get old and you can't stand the thought of walking anymore, and that's scary to me because I used to walk so like I've definitely spent, if you average out my entire life, more than 45 minutes a day walking. Like even if you average out like the lazy days spent playing a lot of video games, it's just like it's a thing. It's a part of my, like, independence. I don't know. Like, I couldn't live without it. Imagine Minecraft, but you don't have legs. Imagine Minecraft, but you walk 20 blocks and you want to go back inside. Would be terrible. If you want to feel less depressing, think about being 10% of being 10% of the way there. You know, Justin Delisle, I don't know if that's meant to be better. Instead of Caveman, this is Tunnel Man. It's going to be such a nice tunnel, too. It's going to be the nicest tunnel. But, yeah, I feel a certain way for you, Toycat, says Nate. Please describe what that certain way is. You know, I feel a certain way about everyone, right? Like, if you don't feel a certain way, then you feel an uncertain way, which feels a little odd. I always lose weight during the summer. Combination of physical activity and reduced appetite due to heat. Don't try and mess with us, Dasher. It's a widely known fact that Russia is cold year-round. I've seen the images. It is actually wild to me. Places that have, like, winters where it's like, yes, there is cold, harsh, unforgiving winter. You'll go outside and forget car keys. You are dead. It's like, okay, I think I'd rather just... I really don't appreciate enough just how ridiculously moderate the UK is on so many things. It's just, it's middle of the spectrum, and even like in the world location, like if you live in the Americas, it's like, oh yeah, you have to go like, you can go to another continent in 6 hours, maybe, but it's always going to be wildly unaffordable and expensive. It's going to be a whole thing to get there. Okay, so we place that there, and then we'll place that there, and then we'll mine through this entire thing. After placing a torch, because it's a bit boring without mining. Just get horrendous digestive issues. You lose so much weight. Yeah, I had worms as a teenager, or rather, like, there were worms in my bowel movements a lot as a teenager. I don't know if that means I have them. Do worms have you, or do you have worms? You know, it's a question I don't know the answer to. It seems deeper than I'm really trying to go for right now. But yeah, I think I think I had them when I was like a teenager at one point, and it definitely... Okay, so we're gonna place the water up there. Gonna replace it and then start destroying these blocks. I want to have this tunnel be straight, and if that means having to mine through underwater obsidian, then I will live with it. Also, it's so annoying that the water won't go backwards to this. There we go, now it will. Speaking of going backwards, I love you, YouTuber ibxtoycat. I found the certain way that he feels about me, internet. It's love. Oh, that's beautiful. I think I'm accidentally doing a cobblestone generator. It's definitely not my intention. Okay, so now we can mine that, and it will go there. Why won't this turn into something? Okay, so I'm gonna scoop up the lava, maybe. Okay, so I scooped up the lava, but it's still not gone. What do I do at this point? Like, place it back there? Okay, I'm gonna scoop up the water. And then specifically place the water there. No, you can't. Oh, the lava got in my water. What do I do now? Ugh. Whole problem. Okay, so place that block there. And then, okay. There we go. We did it. It cost me a lot, but I did it, internet. I now can't go through any more lava, so let's hope there's not some back there. Yeah, we're doing just great. Okay, well, that's wonderful, isn't it? So, let's just place a block there. Let's be very fortunate. Let's be very grateful, honestly, that I had the foresight. Imagining this exact situation, I brought myself a water bucket. No, what it actually was is I remember not having the water bucket when I was in the end, and I realized I keep it in this little box right here. Speaking of the little box, I missed the start of the stream. Why that specific number of diamonds? So I love when there's a little bit of crypticness to something, right? And although I've said the reason quite clearly why I'm using this many diamonds, I would instead prefer people believe that it's like, it's not even a reason. Toycat just picks a reason out of thin air. There's no understanding, but there is a reason. There is a... I've actually explained the reason before. It was in the most recent episode of the Let's Play. It's one of those things that's hard to, like, show without... It's telling, you know, like, tell without showing, maybe. It'll all make sense eventually, I guess, is the easy way to sell that. It'll all make sense eventually. When is eventually? 3 days from Tuesday. Lots of extra obsidian to extend your golf course. I'm glad people appreciated the Ender Pearl golf as an idea. I think I did a really bad job on the thumbnail, but I think people seem to enjoy the thing. Also, it's because 3,167 would be... Oh no! Also, 31 is Toycat's age, and 66 is also Toycat's age. That's technically true. Oh god, this is going awfully for me. So let's just give up. Yep, okay. We're done. So, okay, let's move on to the next goal. I'm gonna try and get 289 redstone now. No, I think I'm gonna mine the ceiling on the way back. I want to eventually have it be taller. Might as well mine it right now. And then we'll go get some more water buckets, because... yeah, it's a thing. If I mined a few blocks higher up, I think I wouldn't hit all these lava blocks. But that's a risk I'm willing to run. And so it's a risk I'm gonna have to run. It's so great, man. I've been waiting on this for 8 months. 0 to 11k streams on Spotify in a week. I think this is why a lot of people like TikTok. Like, everyone disagrees with the You know, everyone has some disagreement with TikTok, right? Whether it's like something Chinese government data, or whether it's something, people just sit there on TikTok now. You know, it's the engagement hack app. It's an app that said, hey, I bet there's free time in your day that you'd rather spend looking at random people dancing. And then, you know, people went, no, I don't think so. And then they download it. They're like, okay, I will watch the dancing. It has this this thing that people don't like to it. But the reason people love it regardless is because you can upload something to TikTok and it will show it to people. And I think there's something about that is wild to people. Like, wait, I can make something and people will see it. Everyone loves the idea of being famous, and so what if you monetize that fame? I've always thought the clever thing Facebook did on this, because Facebook realized the same, is they just started faking the view counts. They just started like making like, oh, if people love when people view their stuff, what if we just tell people that people have viewed their stuff? That's basically the same, right? And oh no, okay, so actually solved it, no problem. But yeah, TikTok collects a lot of data though. But yeah, you know what? It's worth collecting the data if you get to be famous. It's the same way, like, I don't know, if you really dive into anything deep enough, it seems bad, right? Like, it's worth letting a child die in a sweatshop somewhere so that I can have some cheap jeans. Seems like a, you know, like a crazy stance to have, but we all kind of have it indirectly. I buy cheap jeans. I buy the ones that have the sad note in the back pocket saying, please let me out. But no, I actually don't buy cheap jeans. I pick the one item of clothing that I feel like I don't cheap out on. Because I wear jeans all day, every day. Is this a normal thing, actually? Is this one of those things where I say it and people are going to say, no, Toycat, this is not how anyone lives their life. But like, there are so many situations in life where you need to have trousers on. So just find a comfortable pair of trousers, or like a pair of trousers you can always wear, and now you're covered for every social situation. Jeans cover you all the way from I need to go outside to pick up mail or whatever. I need to go outside to put something in the bin. All the way down to, oh yeah, I would like to go to a fancy gala. You put a fancy shirt on some jeans, it's dressed well. You put them on the side. Yeah, I know, it's also cheap jeans are made of dreams. Oh, cheap jeans are made of dreams. Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, you won't value some poor conceptual child's life over your jeans. And in the same way, your data feels like a conceptual thing, so people value TikTok because your data only means something to you when people make it concrete and firm. If I say someone knows about, I don't know, that thing that you did last summer, you're like, oh no, I swear no one should find out about that. Like, people care about privacy when they remember that something, when they've done something bad. I saw a car yesterday. They're going a real bad crash. They took the license plates off, and that, you know, like that person was probably real glad that, like, oh, thank God that once you take off the license plates, there's no way to identify this. They appreciated the privacy real good after they did that. I think everyone, jeans sounds like something these sand culottes would wear. I have culottes. I do not know what a sand culotte is. Also, people are less likely to steal your jeans. See, that's the thing. Yeah, if you always wear jeans, no one can steal them. There are clothes thieves out there willing to take every piece of clothing you have. The only way to stop them is to make your clothes unthieveable, and that is what jeans are. Okay, so speaking of what jeans are, let's quickly put the Cobble Deep Slate away. We are absolutely racking up the blocks. I didn't realize just how many blocks we were going to get on this journey, by the way, but the answer seems to be a lot. I'm going to pick up the gravel. No, we'll just put the gravel in. I think some of these ores we should probably not be storing in there, so lapis, for example. But for now, that's pretty good. Let's go. I will make a big chest at the end that I'll store stuff in, that I'll want to collect at the end, but obviously not before then. But yeah, for now, this is pretty good. Let's keep on going. What are all these diamonds even for? I have a big... Hey, see, I knew it would work. Okay, you know, sometimes people are like, that's not even efficient. And it's like, well, you don't know me, you don't know my methods. Look at these 2 extra diamonds I found. That's 2 more diamonds for the count. 3 more diamonds for the count. Very, very handy. So, why would you put the chest all the way out on the end? I mean, if I'm going to be going outside of it anyway, might as well put the chest over there, right? Okay, so, yeah, I think, would your jeans get stolen if they were Toycat brand? You know, the only way to find out is for my new merch item to drop. I'm just kidding. I am really excited. I launched the Big Salmon Energy shirt recently, and I really enjoy that one. It's definitely gonna do a little promo in a video soon. It's nice that I think a lot of people, like, compared to doing a sponsored video, like promoting your own merch, like, doesn't make anywhere near as much. But it's cool knowing that everyone who buys it, like, gets a product that is fun, right? Like, I wear out my oh, fireworks. I wear out my my Big Salmon Energy shirt all the time. No one understands it. People just assume that you really enjoy a certain fish, you know? And that's okay. I really do enjoy a certain fish. I separately do have Big Salmon Energy. If you know the salmon story, then you know the salmon story. Have I ever told that on the second channel? I feel like there might be a video about that. I've had a video planned about the my worst day ever after that one, but I've been cautious about releasing it. I've been very cautious. With that said, bring back the Toycat plush. Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for that. I think you gotta wait for the right time to strike with something like that. It takes a lot of promo. Also, I wore my hoodie to the Barbie movie as it's pink. Yeah, I missed the whole memo about wearing pink to watch Barbie. I did watch Barbie. Apparently, it's really interesting because it's got this, like, it's become part of the culture war, like the left, right, like, ooh, but I think it, like, it made, like, a few brave points surrounded by a few, like, I bet people would find this one brave. But, you know, I guess that's the point of things after some point. Anyway, with that said, look how much lapis I'm getting. Whoa, that was actually a ridiculous amount, right? Did we just end up with 2 whole stacks of lapis? Look at that. Yeah, whoa, you can get, like, 20 lapis per... Look at that. Just, it's insane. Absolutely wild. So, yeah, this is going to be the room. Just for an idea of how big I want this tunnel to be, I could make it all the way big like this, right? I think that's probably a good idea as, like, a long-run idea. But for now, that's what it looks like. It's a lot of blocks to mine, but it'll totally be worth it. So that way you can get a great pickaxe with Fortune 3, Unbreaking 3, and Efficiency 4 on your Bedrock Edition. It's a good idea, Lego Master. When's the Toycat movie coming out? We need a Toycat salmon cat toy. Yeah, you know what? Okay, next plush will have to be a very, very, very nicely sized salmon. What's your favorite Minecraft series of all time? I really, really, really enjoyed the Super Flat World. I know I'm not allowed to say this. You can't. But I think it was an idea we floated for so long and seemed so impossible. And then somehow I did it, and it's a real world, right? And it's really fun. It's really, really, really fun. So I've now got an entirely full inventory of this. We'll have to replace it with that. And then work out how we're going to get up to the top here. So we'll just mine a few blocks. Yep, looks just great to me. So now we're going to put all of this lapis away. I can't believe how much lapis you get from a single little trip. What am I going to do with it all? I'm just going to have non-stop lapis here. But yeah, I do 3 tiles forward, then max tiles to the left, right. Interestingly, the best way to mine is technically just the straight line. Technically, it gets less practical, and so the best way to mine, once you consider that you have to get in and out of the mine, starts to change a little bit. It's interesting how many different, like, philosophies there are about mining and maths and all the stuff behind it. I'm not here to focus on them. I'm just here to pick up a bunch of ores along the way. So, yeah, diamond, once you've done that, you need to enchant 1 more diamond pickaxe with Efficiency 4, or get a book with Efficiency 4, and then you have your perfect pickaxe. Yeah, Lego Master Ninja, I already have a Fortune 3 diamond pickaxe, sorry, a Netherite pickaxe. I have no idea where I left it, though. Also, mining is peak Minecraft, just chilling with my pickaxe. Yeah, I've said this before, and a lot of people think it's a genuinely crazy stance, but mining is such a fun part of Minecraft. It genuinely is. You have a great time. Yeah, you know, it's the simplest, but also the most important part of the game sometimes. Very much enjoyable. So now I'm gonna take a couple of like I just want to have. It's always good to have a chest just for stuff that's like, I don't know what to do with this right now, but I know I need this in general. So we'll take a full thing of those. And also we're gonna have to start storing diamonds somewhere soon. So we'll put my 45 diamonds in the chest, and then, oh god, that doesn't work at all. We'll put the 45 diamonds in the chest. So, and then I guess we'll put 40 in there. So add 40 to this number, and that's the number of diamonds that we have. Or we should carry them with us, maybe. You know what? Yep. We have to carry the diamonds with us. What's the point otherwise? It's got to be slowly but surely more and more inconvenient to carry. It's just the way things have to go. How you'll possibly get 49.5 stacks of diamonds. It will take you days. See, the truth is that everything that will take you days, you just got to believe in yourself. That's the secret that everyone's missing, is if you believe in yourself, everything can be fast. Your lack of organizing stuff genuinely puts you at a disadvantage. Yeah, no, I do agree with that. After some point, disorganization does actually hinder you as much as it helps you. You must carry 3,166 diamonds with you at all times, even now. Exactly. The closer you are, the less illegal you are too. So now I'm going to make the tunnel, which is going to go backwards, and then I'm going to dig down to it and put some water down there. Oh, speaking of that, I need to actually go fill some water so I can do that little tunnel. So grab the water and then work out where that hole's going to go. We'll work it out later. Let's just dig the tunnel first. So this is my lovely staircase down, but sometimes a lovely staircase down isn't enough. Get your assistant to help organize. That's a funny idea, right? Like, paying my assistant just to organize my Minecraft world. That is a funny idea. You know, okay, you know what, internet, what do you reckon? I pay her by the month. Should she be in charge of organizing the Minecraft world? It's a really good idea. You know, I see no flaws of this as a strategy or a concept, and so that is precisely what we will do. Okay, so yeah, this is the fullest extent of the bit that's going to be down this deep, and once we get far enough away, we'll be good. Also, F, how are you verified of the username F? If you tell me that, I'll answer you why I need 3,166 diamonds. But also, in-game intern, I like it. Right? There's something about that really tickles me. Okay, you know what, internet, sure. I'll hire an intern, specifically for the idea of getting my Minecraft inventory organized. Does that even make sense at that point? Sure, maybe. Because I kept filling out applications and eventually it worked. That's crazy. Okay, so 3,166 is how many diamonds I need to get the number of diamond blocks I need to make my perfect build. It's going to be the most perfect build you've ever seen, the perfectest of perfect builds, and it's going to be great. Remember to rate their work. That's actually a good idea. Just be like, here's my chest system right now. Go organize it. Make it work, right? Normal diamonds are rarer than deep slate diamonds now, I swear, says Davy Thomas. That's not something you have to swear, that's something that's true. It feels so counterintuitive that you do feel like you need to swear, clearly. By the way, swearing is a crime. You know, that's why I never effing do it. See, just I don't swear. Funnily enough, a few people do ask, like, why don't you swear, Toycat? And I think recently there've been like some, like, I don't know, like some some monetization benefits. But the reason somewhere in my teenage years, I decided to, so we're now at 49 diamonds. It's a real decent number, by the way. I just kind of realized that it matters way more when someone swears when they don't usually do it. You know, when a rapper's like, yeah, you know, when people swear every other word, it stops being a swear and starts being a conjunction. Like the word "and" would be crazy if I never said the word "and" because I always did run-on sentences. The first time I did it, it'd be like, whoa. It's like if you see me with an organized inventory, you're like, wow, something crazy's happened here. Even though for most people that's a normal thing. When someone who doesn't swear like I could do one right here if you want. I can do it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say a bad word. I'm gonna say a word that has really, really dark intentions. You are the most Frenched up person I've ever. There we go. Sorry. I shouldn't have done it. I've broken the seal now. But no, yeah, I always think it's a fun case of like, if you're out there, I don't believe in the idea of like, you should police what you say because, like, you know, have you ever thought about if you're, you know, like, one of the funny things is like, if you're unattractive, people make fun of you. It's like, yeah, we have to look at how unattractive you are, so we're gonna be mean to you about it. And it's like, but why? I'm already dealing with the fact that I look like this. Why are you now gonna be mean to me for having to? It's, you know, it seems dumb, but it's kind of the same thing with you know, like with words, right? Also, People who do constantly swear sound like they don't know how to talk. I don't agree with the whole, like, yeah, you should just not say it to be nice, or, like, because other people can't deal with hearing it. Like, if you can't deal with hearing me speak, you don't need to listen to me, right? If you don't want to hear, that's fine. You don't have to. But I'm not, you know, it's that sort of level. But, yeah, despite all of that, also, we haven't found a diamond down here. I was secretly hoping. I guess we found that vein. We haven't found a diamond since that vein, and so it's nice. Also, being family friendly is safe. But I would never describe this channel as family friendly. I don't mind. If you think this is good for your family, that's great. I will never make that claim because we talk about real stuff here, right? I talk about the meaning of death, and that's so much worse than if I say a word that starts with F, right?
Here's a swear word. France.
Oh, not the text-to-speech. Oh, David, not at this time of, you know, you gotta wait till the, what's it called, the watershed. You gotta wait till all of that ends. What's the, come on. Not over here. I can't believe you, David. I really cannot. I thought you were better than this. But yeah, I think a lot of people don't realize that there's so much more power to words that you don't do frequently, and so it's useful. Also, is watershed a certain time of day? I think it's 10 PM in the UK is when you're allowed to swear on TV. I don't even know why. I don't understand the logic. Again, see, there's this interesting thing with family friendly. If like, what you really mean when you say family friendly is non-controversial in a lot of ways. And that isn't what I would say describes this channel. Also, yeah, we'll dig a new tunnel because I think this one's been sealed up. Oh no, it hasn't. Okay, so we'll have one tunnel to go down to bedrock, which will be this one, I guess. You know, this is a really ugly addition to the world, I have to say. And I have one tunnel to go down to bedrock. So the tunnel is at it's at 63. So as long as we're lined up with 63, wherever this is, it's fine. So right here is just great. Dig down, see where it takes me. Oh, I can see why that's not a good idea. I see why that idea falls flat immediately. So we'll dig down to the right of that. Do 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 do. Do do do. Do 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 do. Okay, you know what, this Minecraft music? Can I just say, Minecraft makes some really good songs and then has no idea how to mix them in audio like levels. So how loud do you think my music is right now, chat? Bear in mind that you can hear way louder than the game, this music. So my game is set to 100, let's say. What, you know, my mining sound set to 100. What level out of 100 do you think my music is set to? For it to be this loud, for it to be this ridiculously, for me to be going deaf. Not actually, but for it to be louder than the thing itself. It's fun to me. I've seen a lot of guesses, mostly at like 20 to 40. It's gonna be really boring when it's like 50 now. But if we check in audio, it's on 13. Yeah, it's still that loud. So why is there a skeleton in Minecraft and a minecart in the river? You never explained it. That can be one of the fun, unexplained parts of the world. I've got a video I'm recording in the Let's Play world, or I got a video I recorded in the Let's Play world earlier, but I messed up, so I have to record again. I'll have to go into that. Also, these caves, because they're from post caves and cliffs, I've never explored them, internet. I could theoretically find some diamonds in here. And oh yeah, this was before they made diamonds rarer to find in these caves. So just so I can boost my numbers a little bit. Okay, that's my plan. Just to boost those numbers a tiny bit. Oh yeah, that's real good. 55. That's the number I want to hear. Okay, so we're at the 5-5. Also, FCC doesn't have people swear till after 10 PM. Oh, that's so interesting. That it's the same in the United States. Oh yeah, children go to sleep before 10 PM. See, yeah, what that is right, is the idea of family friendly is really like, there are some people who would like to very much shield their children, and they need to have a very clear set of places where they can do that. And I guess I understand that that is a really valid way to see the world, that it is scary, and the only way to protect your children from it is if they don't know there's scary things out there. But again, there's lots of like really dark stuff you can do without swearing or references to drugs or sex or whatever else. And that's why I think it's like a silly idea. But, you know, maybe there's some value in it. Maybe it maintains a lovely culture for us all to live in some weird way that I'm not thinking about. What I do know, though, is I have a ridiculous number of diamonds. That's 68 now, if I'm not mistaken. So we just have to pick those diamonds up. It's probably a lot easier if I place down a shulker box first. Pick the diamonds up, throw them into, or pick the rest of my stuff up, put it in here. And then accept that we have, look at that, by the way. That is not just 68 diamonds. That is 69. Also, is this a 1.17 cave? I don't think they have the height limit in 1.17. Also, hey!
Chat, the only way to confirm that your chances of getting a house fire is less than 1% if you make sure you are subscribed to the ibxtoycat YouTube channel.
You know, Judge Up Out. I love to hear it. You know, see, that is one of those names I see a lot in the... It's really nice to see. I appreciate it. I would like you to know that I recognize you and appreciate you. Sometimes on the internet, there's not a lot you can say, but what I can definitely say today is nice. Thank you very much for that. So with that said, we're now gonna get 63 because I've learned that's where my thing is. Oh, there's diamonds over here too. Wow, a lot of diamonds over here. Oh, 2 diamond patches next to each other. Perfect. Fortune mine 1, fortune mine 2. That's up to 72 diamonds, 73 and 74 and 75, 76. Then we're gonna go over here. And that's, oh yeah, this is good, internet. Oh yeah, this is just the way you find diamonds. You just go into big caves. There aren't that many that exist in the world, but I mean, just look at it. Just look at the way this comes out. It's absolutely wild. We ended up at 94 diamonds now. Yeah, the 1.18 caves are really quite nutty because they didn't make diamonds generate less because of air. So if you start looking down underground like this, you just start finding ridiculous amounts of stuff. And there's no way you can undo that. There's no, like, regenerate your caves option. So now we mine down from here. Or down from 1 to the left or right of here. I guess down from a few to the left or right. So down from 65. I guess we could do it down from 64. But we'll go down from 65. Place our torch. And then we can connect this to our main tunnel. So you should stay within the Legacy Console Edition limits to get more diamonds. So wherever, what it actually is, it's a little bit more complicated. But if you want to find more diamonds in your world, if you have a pre-1.17 world, here is some really important things you should know. If you've traveled anywhere frequently, a lot of things will be broken because they decided to change the way it worked later. And one of those is diamond generation. Okay, so we're at 69 now. Meaning 1 block to the right is my tunnel. It is not. Okay, so there we go. There's the tunnel. Whoa, that is really almost perfect timing, huh? Or spacing, I'm not even sure. Regenerate your caves sounds cool, but what after some caves regenerated the ores you mined? People would find a way to farm it and break it. Jar Jar fails. How many pickaxes will Toycat break today? That's a fun question. You know, take your bets. I haven't broken one yet, because every time I get close, I just get back to the chill way of doing things. Speaking of the chill way of doing things, I need to now dig down and connect that whole thing up in there. There was a diamond vein you missed by some lava. Yeah, I bet there was a whole bunch of diamonds in that cave. Also, please mine 5 blocks to the side of the tunnel at random spots and you'll get a ton of diamonds. Also, since AI seems to be hot ticket, you could make your own ibxtoycat AI channel where content looks like your user streams and interacts with chat. Okay, I want to talk about AI YouTube. So bear in mind, the only real big AI YouTube channel right now was a YouTuber who was 100 times bigger. No, I'm not exaggerating. 100 times bigger when he wasn't doing AI than now he is. It's just this channel kind of dropped down. It didn't make sense for him to make videos that got 25,000 views himself, but it does make sense for him to pay someone to play a game and then to have him, you know, do the voiceover. It's really, really, really bizarre, but it's like a gimmick, right? But it's, you know, that's just the important, you know, clarifier. Like I'm not trying to insult the guy. That's why you know, if I did, I would have some choice words or whatever. But you know, it's not an insult to say this, but it is just I'm saying what I believe to be the fact that, like, yeah, that is not a successful channel. Could I use AI to simulate me? It's entirely possible, yeah. A lot of people think their thoughts and actions are so unique, but I think that's a sign that they're probably not. I think almost anything that feels unique isn't. If you can't describe why something is unique, it doesn't, it just means that you don't have a full grip on it. Some things that are undescribable are entirely unique and impossible to know, but not all things, that's for sure. So, oh, by the way, more diamonds. Heck yeah. You know, I had such a lovely dividend from all these diamonds right here. I'm now on 96, by the way, that I'm going to be able to take a break. It's not actually the case. I have to, you want to know some details, right? Chat, you know, you don't want to, but I'll give them to you anyway. How am I doing physically? I'm doing really well. I have like a digestive health issue, which is definitely not related or relevant to the fact that right now I need to quickly take a be right back. Just a little break. I don't have a totem undying on me, which is a bit of a problem. But you know what, chat? You can keep me safe. Actually, here's how I will stay safe. Okay, if you don't have a totem, but you need to AFK, here's how you stay safe. Anywhere that you know isn't secure.
Tax. Keep up the awesome streams.
Thank you, Robbie Nash. So now behind me, nothing can come get me. It wouldn't be able to. So it's just what's ahead of me. Nothing ahead will spawn. Thank you so much. Oh, by the way, $20 tip. Thank you. Appreciate it. It's been a while since I had an orange super chat. Appreciate it a lot. So yeah, I need to quickly be right back. It's not often this has to happen, but just stare at the cave and manifest some diamonds real quick.
Certified share stream.
Good morning. Oh, anyway, so the weather has been pretty good recently. Also, Timothy Cedars, 27 months. Showing up for the riveting content again. Certified chat stream. Thank you, David Solomano. It has been a, I have indeed had a good one. Also, ibxtoycat. Very enjoyable. You know, it's annoying because, it's annoying that there isn't really, like, a true understanding of how the human, like... You know, like, we understand that the gut influences, like, your mood and all that sort of stuff. Why isn't there just a drink that you can have that just makes everything just feel great then? Speaking of making people poop, so every time Toycat poops on the stream, I give him $20. Probably a bad incentive. You know, what's the joke when you work in an office is like, you know, you get paid to poop on company time. But you are the company now. I'm getting paid on David's dime. Love these long boy chill streams about as much as the challenge streams. It is a really fun balance to try and swing, right? I always feel like if I do too much of one without the other, things go a bit weird, and that's an interesting tidbit. Also, what happened to my water again? Oh, I left it behind me all the way back there. Can you find water in these caves, or am I just gonna... Okay, you know what? This is why we need to have the high ceiling. It's specifically for when I forget to bring water. Do you see how we could benefit from this lovely blue ceiling floor? Mine to the sides, please. That's a good idea. I will take that feedback into consideration. Okay, you know what? Tell you what, right now, let's mine a few blocks on the side. Block on the side. I did it. Okay, block on the other side. Here you go. Are you happy now? That's the thing. Also, read Dash's pun. You know, Dasher, give me your pun again. I'm excited. Mining to the side is future Toycat's problem. Okay, let's mine. Gonna mine these blocks to the side too. Look at that. So much better now, right? Yeah, every time there's ores on the side, I'll mine it out a little bit more for you. Make it a little bit squarer. That was amazing side mining. You know what? I'll mine these blocks to the side too. Oh yeah, isn't it looking so much better? Oh, over here too? You want me to mine to the side here? Yeah. Oh, that was a whole 5 blocks that time. I'm doing absolutely incredible. Yeah, I think the challenge streams can be like some of my favorite too. It's definitely one of the hardest things to do on. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, we are. Look at we're doing the fly thing just perfectly right now, because look at that. Okay, so we have to be very careful about where we place the water if we want it to actually. Oh, so that lava was just kind of sitting there, huh? But yeah, it's really important when doing this, I think, to... Oh, yeah, just the speed. They're going to patch this bug out next week, by the way. Not today, but next week, clearly. Some GigaChad side mining. Where are the majority of your viewers from? I can't see that information live on a live stream, but I'll quickly find out from the last stream for you. So, let's all quickly stare at some diamonds, and then also, everyone appreciate... so on the last live stream that I did... the last live stream I did was Can I Beat Minecraft in 100% Ocean Biome? And the viewers on that stream were mostly... Wow, only 2.1% of people clicked through for that video. Can't believe you, internet. But if you look at the audience on that, it was 58% United States, 12% the United Kingdom, 5% Australia, 2.3%... No, 5% Canada, 2.3% Australia, 1.6% Germany. So, Minecraft, they'll patch 1 bug and 10 more will spawn in its place. You know, for each one of those bugs they get, 10 more will spawn in its... Oh, God. Yeah, this is a problem. So we can easily fix that, right? Why? No! God damn it! What is this lava? How is this lava doing the thing that it is doing? How? Okay, we're in a big pit of lava right now. That's just a fact, huh? That's just a fact of life. We're in a big pit of lava, and if we want to get through, we're gonna have to think like lava does. Rip water. Why is my water just continuously going missing? So bearing in mind that my water is going missing so frequently, I think we have to think a little bit smarter about this. And by that, I mean I have no clue what I'm going to do. And so I will mine upwards and over this thing. Because there might be a cave up there or something. Worst case, I'll be able to see the lava. But ideally, we'd find some water from which we can neutralize the cave with. Which will be just great. Also, yeah, Dash's joke. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, you know, it's weird. Are there any more Balkan viewers than me just right now? Joker! Okay, you know, for Joseph's benefit, is anyone watching right now, you know, not like a regular chatter necessarily, just watching the stream, are you from the Balkan region? You can be West Balkan, East Balkan, South Balkan. You know, you can be from the part that hates the other parts. I'm just kidding, that's all of it. But, if you are, I'd like to know. I feel like there's quite a few regions of Europe that are underrepresented in my streams. And that's entirely okay. You know, I wish that was the conclusion more often. Like, wow, this is underrepresented. And it's like, and that's fine. You know, maybe we don't need representation in ToyCat's chat for anyone besides Minecraft enjoyers. If you don't enjoy Minecraft, I don't want you represented here. But, yeah, this is my hot take on why actually we should try to stop doing that. Also, I'm from Side Balkan. Yo, so many viewers from there. I'm impressed. So, okay, Dasher, where's your pun? I don't see it. Also, just wait until the chair starts building out of cherry wood. You know what? I regret seeing this pun. My day is immeasurably harmed, and I'll never be the same again now. So now we'll use some cobbled deep slate to just kind of get over this. Later, this will help me, actually. Actually, yeah, let's mine this from above. There we go. That's my smart thinking kicking in now. I should use gravel, really, but, you know, it's fine that we use this. Now when we mine it, we can fill in the blocks. And fill in the blocks. And there we go. Okay, chat. I finally have solved my problem. We obviously have to then solve this side of it, which is going to be a bit of a thing. So I hear a zombie, by the way. Oh, yeah, we got a lovely little cave here. But first things first, this whole thing. Gotta go. And then, oh, yeah. Hello, zombie. You would also have to go. Okay, so there we go. We should now be able to remove these blocks. And then once I do that, the lava will stop flowing. This is so much easier when you just use water, by the way. But, you know, needs must is a phrase people say sometimes, and I never really understand. But there we go. Problem solved. Oh, yeah, I happy to bring pain and disappointment. You know, someone needs to bring pain and disappointment, right? There's the, you know how like even very normal people, like I'm not a horror watcher. There's like one, like every now and then I as a younger person I could like get into a horror movie just for the shock value of it. But there are people that like, there are really nice people, like the nicest people in every way that like horror movies. And, you know, like movies where people get eaten up and torn apart and shredded to bits. Some of the most horrific stuff that you can imagine a person getting involved in. But, yeah, the horror movies are a thing that people enjoy. This is not a surprise to anyone watching. But it's like, how is that possibly true? Unless, maybe, just maybe, you need a little bit of darkness in your life. You know, you can't imagine like a peasant farmer whose crop has failed him this year going, you know what I could really do with? I could really do with a movie about people suffering. You know, they want to watch movies about good things happening in the world. I feel like there's almost this like, there's this intrinsic like, the most popular things in media are always going to be the things that are least popular in the real world. And oh my god, look at the size of this cave, internet. I hope it's a pre-1.18 cave, but I don't know for sure. I guess we could see by the number of diamonds, to be perfectly honest. But it does also importantly have water, which means my problems are solved. I just have to swim up to one of these, grab the water, and we're good to go. So is there going to be a lot of diamonds in here, or is that going to be the only one? That's my question. Oh, it comes from like a reservoir or something. That's slightly more confusing. Okay, how many diamonds are we going to find? Let's go looking and find out. So, I've seen one diamond so far. Is that as many as we're doing? I guess that's the number of diamonds we're doing. Just the one. That's fine. But yeah, I think I think one of the interesting things is that, like, for example, a lot of people say Hollywood has a very left bias. And I mean, you know, I'm saying people say it as if there's absolutely no way to know for sure besides people saying it. But I think that's because, like, the world, at least the markets that Hollywood serves, are very much in an opposite place. Also, 99 diamonds. 99 blue diamonds. Throw them in the sky. I don't know enough of this song to do it. But, yeah, I think, oh, we do have more diamonds. Fortune pickaxe. Let's go. Okay, so that's 100 diamonds. That's 104 diamonds, if I'm not mistaken. 36 plus that equals, yeah, 104 diamonds. You know, that number's gonna fall off the screen when we get into the thousands. So just a pre-warning there. Hey, more diamonds. Okay, this is a good cave. This is the cave I want to have. But yeah, I think, by the way, we're over 2% of the way there, right? Almost 3% of the way? 3.3, says Duncan Wool. Yeah, look at that. I'm going up even higher than you might assume right now. We're at 112-ish. I don't know how I'm severely undercounting. I'll just tap it more times. Just make it look great. So, 112 diamonds is a lot, really. But we can do better than 112. Because this cave is clearly pre 1.18. Meaning if we find nice low down sections, we're going to find lots of diamonds. And it's easy to find those sections because we can fly at silly speeds. Absolutely silly speeds. So, yeah, just quickly torch this area up. Anything but a creeper? Nope, nothing but a creeper. Actually, you know, I can't be sure because all of the low-lying areas where you'd expect to see so many diamonds, there aren't even that many of them. So, right behind you on the ground. You know, there's always diamonds behind you, technically speaking. Just to get kind of technical with you here, you'll always find diamonds behind you. There's always diamonds in front of you too. Unless you're playing Java and you hit the world border, there are always diamonds in both directions of you. Even then, at the world border, after the world border, there are still diamonds. And you can't mine those diamonds. And so there are always diamonds behind you. Unless you're playing super flat, actually. Then there's no diamonds. Are you sure to get all your diamonds? Because if so, I'm not sure I have enough spare time for that. Yep, that's what we're doing. Strap in. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a whole journey. I had the idea today of, because No Sleep Minecraft's going to be like an official game rule you can do soon. Of doing like super flat or like ultra flat maybe. But with no sleeping. Or just, you know, hardcore with no sleeping is fun enough by itself. I just kind of like the idea of throwing a twist on it. What do you reckon, internet? Also, it should be 38 hours at this rate. You know, that is including the time that I've been not here, and also the time that it took me to build the tunnel. So I'm feeling optimistic about it still. Yeah, it didn't go perfectly how I wanted to, although there is still a whole extra cave over here. Yeah, the size of some of these caves is just really, really, really hard to estimate, honestly. Like, look at the... Yeah, this definitely... Also, wow, look at this. It keeps going this way. There's even more cave here. Place a torch in that so I can see the way through. It just goes and it goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. And because this is so low down, we're finding a lot of diamonds in it, I think. Maybe if we go closer back this way, we'll find more diamonds. I certainly would like to find those. The straight line technique is the best, unless you have an old world, in which case maybe that's a good idea too. Anyway, yeah, I think having a big project to work towards is always a good idea. In the same way I'm mentioning, like, yeah, like Europe at a certain point was all about who can do the biggest, best things. I think always doing better is a good goal as a person. And it's nice if you can do better than anyone else in the world. Competition is important, all of that. But also 1 diamond. Yeah, we mined with fortune. And the payoff we got was a pole diamond. Starting to... You know, why would anyone not use fortunes? Now we're going to throw away these spider eyes. Really don't want them. Sugar, honestly, I think I have enough sugar in this world. Maybe that's me being crazy. Rotten flesh and string and honestly even dirt. Just, I got plenty of dirt. If we want to mine for dirt, we can set aside some time for that. Instead of mining the sides, Toycat, why don't you mine left and right? Okay, I've got a really good idea. I'm going to mine left and right, chat. I came up with this by myself. It's my... Also, I think I see diamonds over there. It's crazy how far away you can see diamonds from. If you're, like, paying attention to the pattern. But we did, and that's 3 diamonds. And that's 4 diamonds. And that's the entirety of the vein. Yeah, veins... Okay, so we find more veins, but the veins themselves are weaker. So this isn't even necessarily a guaranteed bonus, you know? We're winning some, we're losing some. We got a whole amethyst geode here. There's a lot of those I'm planning. Whole amethyst geode. We've also got ourselves some more gold. Pick up the whole thing. I could do with some gold, right? I need to do a whole gold mining stream in its own right, but not right now. And then more diamonds is what I'm here for. What is hurting me right now? Ouch. Ouch. Oh! Wait, what? What just happened, internet? What? Did you... What? I think I was flying in the air. Okay, so we found a mine shaft. So do the mine shaft diamonds count as diamonds? Yes, they do. Are we going to a mine shaft for the diamonds? Yes, we are. Who's going to stop me? Certainly not you. Invisible blaze. That is the only explanation, right? That is the only explanation that makes any sense. And it doesn't make any sense. Meaning it's that there is no explanation. Yeah, no, invisible blaze is definitely what it is. You know, I've got the invisible polar bear. I've had invisible... I've had invisible everything. But invisible blaze is a new one. Night vision would help right now. Yeah, caves are the best place for night vision. Like, places that you're going to and you're probably not coming back to. So you don't need to light it up permanently. That is definitely where it comes in handy. Also, there was definitely a mine shaft just above me. Where did it go? I guess it was down here and then, like, up a different way? Yeah, up there. Okay, so it's a little trickier to get to than I thought. But here we are in the mine shaft. Let's go see what we do. Toycat is the invisible frostburn update. You know, I've had both sides of it now. You're right, Mega vs. Prime. Now that I've had both sides, what is left to come? Could have been a fire aspect skeleton. That's true, technically. I didn't see the hit, but that doesn't mean that I didn't get hit. You're right. You got 8 more Raymonds. Yeah, I'm at 126. Why minus 13 isn't optimal for diamonds. It's the opposite of what used to be optimal for diamonds, though. Also, does crouching get you out of these faster? Oh, that's a fun question. What the heck is a fire aspect skeleton? Oh, it's like a gilded skeleton, but he has fire aspect instead. No, because a skeleton can spawn with an enchanted bow, it gets really unlikely. But technically speaking, that enchantment could be anything, including fire aspect. So yeah, we've explored this cave about as much as we can. I don't know if it actually made sense to come in here. I think we'll stick to the tunnel, unless I really just want to look at a cave. Because this is nice, don't get me wrong. I just don't know if it's necessary. Actually, since we're here, let's just go check down here. Oh, God. Am I using up a lot of my elytra or not, by the way? I really don't know. So we'll just see what's up over at this edge. Let the creeper explode. Might find some diamonds. You never know. It's always possible. And then back we go. Hit the ground, and then fly, and then hit the ground, and so on and so forth. Could a skeleton have a mending and infinity bow? Yeah, that's the funny thing, right? There is a non-zero chance the skeleton spawns of a mending infinity bow. It gets really wild really quickly. Okay, so I don't remember the way out, chat. I'm going to be honest with you here. I thought I knew the way out. I have a torch on the... Okay, it's back here. That's where it is. Oh, there are diamonds up there, though. Okay, well, I can't just leave diamonds, right? That would be silly. So, how do I get up to the diamonds? I'll use my tough, because I've got the spare blocks anyway. Stacky, 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 stacky. And is that going to be 1 block? It better not be 1. Damn it. Okay, so we found 3 diamonds at least. It's nice. It's just, you know, I was hoping for a bit more than 3. Yeah, I think getting single veins of diamonds is a real disappointment. Oh, no, I'm not 100... I'm at 130, not 131. Oh no, 130, not 132. Okay, it doesn't go down, internet. It doesn't go down. Okay, it went down 1. Okay, I don't understand this. let's just find a diamond to make this as accurate as we can as soon as we can, internet. That's my basic plan here. Okay, so how did I get into this cave? I came to this cave from another cave, and it's caves all the way down until I get where I need to go. Okay, over here. So this must be where the cave came from, but maybe it was up here? Chat, I guess we just find 63, right? 63 is this way. So we just gotta find the, okay, oh, it was down here, yeah. Right down here. I think coordinates are so handy for stuff like this. Just knowing the rough direction to go in to find your other stuff. Very useful. So cat, please, tunnel is at 64 minus, it's at 995, so it's a bit further back. That is useful. Thank you, Dasher. Oh, it's right over here. See this? Isn't it fun that, like, a beautiful cave spawns and I'm just mining through the bottom of a lava pit under one of the caves that connects to it? It's funny the way that life works sometimes. So now we'll turn all that into obsidian, all of this into obsidian. Then we'll mine these blocks, which are getting in the way. Mine that into obsidian. But yeah, I think people really have this, like, this fascination with the opposite to them. Obviously, it has to still feel like it's the same. So, like, I don't know, if you're learning about, I don't know, if you're learning about French history, you don't want to do it for a French film. They don't know how to make movies interesting. That's the truth of the matter. But you might, but like you want to learn about things that aren't what you are. Like, there's no movie that's called A Suburban Life. They wake up at 9 a.m. every morning and they've got to get the children to school. But then, get this, oh no, the head teacher calls in and says that today is actually group project day. And you are meant to, you know, like, I don't know, like, it's, people find, people desire, like, almost samey lives for themselves. The less variety in their own life is almost the better, because you're removing uncertainty and scary stuff. My kids go back tomorrow, don't jinx me. How are they going back on August the 16th, Cat? It's August the... I've heard that in Scotland school starts way later, but that's wild to me. That's ridiculous. Scotland, but like it's August. It's like I don't understand. Also, yeah, I think the weird thing is that no one would ever get excited about a movie that looks exactly like their life. You want to see something that's the opposite through your lens, right? And that's the weird world that we're in. Do you want to see someone mine diamonds, but through the lens of someone who doesn't like mining diamonds? Which, you know, that is weird to me that, like, people don't. Because mining is, like, even when you're just going in a straight line like this, right? All I'm doing, mine goes back August 28th, USA. Really? Wow. Also, I hate trying to get a new job. It's like dating in this case. Getting back together with someone else who broke up with me twice. Yeah, I think there is so much in common between dating and the similarities between dating and getting a job are really, really high when you think about it. I've always found that interesting too, because in theory they should be the furthest things from the same. Also, see, look, we mined at minus 58. We found diamonds. How many diamonds? Let's find out. 3 diamonds, 3 diamonds, giving us now 128 plus 7. That's 137, I think. There we go. Put some cobblestone back there, and let's go. But yeah, not only is it like the same in that, like, most of the time that you apply for a job, it's not going to go well for you. You're going to get rejected. But also it's like, yeah, it's one of those things where, in theory, the best way to find a job is to just walk into it, stumble into it. But most people find it... Oh, God, no. Please, water still be there. Most people find there is some real benefit to, like, going on some website that helps you find specifically, people in the other position. Like, looking for a job, looking for an employee. Even as someone, like, I've become an employer recently, right? That's one of the weird things about my life. It is hard to find the right person for a job. In theory, having it, like, I don't know, the world acts like, one of the things that's happened in the last, like, few decades is when people talk about, like, what's good for the economy, you can't say the word economy is good anymore. For some reason, we can't, like, we can't just all believe that, like, yeah, Actually, when the economy we all rely on is good, that's actually pretty good. Instead, you have to say it's all about jobs now. There are job providers and there are job not providers, something like that. And one of the weird things about that is that you act like in modern day society acts like giving someone a job is doing them a huge favor, when in reality the exchange should be something like, hey, here is a job I would like you to do. Would you like to do it at this price point? Yes, you would. You're both doing something nice for each other. You know, one of you is providing a service the other one needs, and one of you is providing money the other one needs. But instead, it's a much harder, and the same is true for a relationship. Like, one of you is providing the ability to, I don't know, like it could be simple as like, one of you is providing emotional support and companionship and looking for emotional support and companionship. The other one of you is looking for emotional support and companionship and providing that. And even if it's more complex than that, like honestly, some relationships do boil down to money on some realistic layer, right? But even, also this is such a weird cave. It's not what I thought I was mining into. I guess I'm gonna have to mine my way into this from somewhere else. Because I need to find the water again, internet. There is a source of underground water, and I will make sure I take full advantage of it. But yeah, one costs money, one makes money. I mean, theoretically, you could be in a relationship that makes money and also a job that makes money. And you can also be in a job that costs money and a relationship that costs money. Like, there are jobs that lose money. Like, there are volunteer jobs where you don't get paid and you're expected to cover your own expenses. In effect, you're volunteering both your time and your money. Also, I don't think I went up here. Oh, whoa, look how far it goes over here. So let's make some obsidian there. Confuse future toy cat. That's future me's problem. That's for sure. Place a torch on it. And then, oh my god, look at these caves look so beautiful. It's insane to me. I'm mind blown by it. So we have water now. We can get back into the cave. But we just need to check this out, see if there are any diamonds. We'll place a torch in the middle every now and then just to see what's happening. But yeah, while we're up this high, it's not the ideal diamond lair. So we can get right back down. I think we're in new cave territory now, so it probably makes less sense. Anyway, so getting back down now. Let's go to 63, wherever that may be. Y63, wherever that may be. I think that's over here. Thank God we're going to we're going to perfectly thread the needle on these giant lava pits. And then let's just start mining downwards. I guess we'll mine from 64. Right back down into the thing. Future Toy Cat's going to be super busy. You know, if you give Future Toy Cat enough problems, Future Toy Cat doesn't do any of them. And then you're basically just burning your problems. And so that's why I think it's important to know, when are you just burning your problems? A lot of people can't admit this themselves, but there's some things you really want to get done. But if you don't have time, if you're not going to get them done, then just admit you're not going to get them done rather than pretending you're going to and being stressed all day about this thing that you can't get done. That is my life pro tip. If I can give one piece of advice to anyone watching this stream, if I could, is there are things that you're going to really, really want to do, but then you're never going to allot the time for them, and so you need to admit sooner rather than later that you're not going to do them, because otherwise you're wasting your own time, and everyone else's. So speaking of your own time, can Future Toy Cat mine the end spikes into spike shapes? Oh, that's a cool idea, Evan McGill. You know what, you're Ethan McGill now, I'm sorry. You've gone for a name change on my behest. Apologies about that. But, okay, so this is definitely okay, that water better not be gone. Okay, it's not. We're good. So yeah, I think this might be a pit that's best mined from above, actually. And I'm guessing I do know exactly where above is, too. So let's see exactly where it is. We go up to the left. Yeah, it's got to be these pits. Oh, I hate you so much, baby zombies. It's got to be this pit right here. So we're going to, from above, just take it out. Kill a lot of zombies in the meantime, apparently. It's got to be right over here. Oh, no, it's not. This is going just fine. So we'll mine down under this at 63. If we have a really high ceiling above it, that's A-okay to me. And then we'll move these blocks too. And by the end of this, the tunnel will keep on going, even as it goes for a giant as it goes for a giant house here. President Toycat has a great philosophy on the future, though, says James Weston. Thank you. Yeah, I think that is the weirdest thing, is that there are, I don't know, there's so many things that, like, you look at and you're like, I really gotta get this done. And then it's, in the end, it's like, what is the actual cost benefit of your time doing this versus something else? And you often come to the conclusion that, like, actually, probably not a lot. If there's things that you hate... Also, can shulker boxes be waterlogged? Whoa, they can be. Why can shulker boxes be waterlogged? What is the point or benefit of that? That's why I mine at Y54, so all the lava lakes are below me. I think that's why most people recommend mining at Y-53. I do have to admit, there's a pretty appealing... You can see the point here, that you'll find fewer diamonds, but it's made up for by all of the less of this that you do. I would say that you tried so hard and got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter, says Chad Chillman. You know, I wouldn't say that, but I'll allow you to say it. How about that? Baby zombie, riding on a pig, baby zombie. I think that might be a, you know, I'll let you have it, Ronstar. Definitely let you have that one. But yeah, I think like, the whole, like, making something a future problem, is a real thing we all actually do. We always are looking into... We always are kind of trying to borrow time from the future. Because, you know, right now is a really hard time to do stuff. And you know what's not a hard time to do stuff? A little bit further in the future from right now. So now we have to mine all of these blocks. I guess we don't have to mine them, we just have to... Oh god, why zombie? Why would you follow me in here too? That doesn't make any sense for either of us. See, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine the ceiling off this, just because it makes it look so much cooler, right? Look at this. I now have a... Okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I think this is really cool, having like a open air part of the tunnel. This is super cool, right? Jack, tell me what you think. Is this the coolest part of the tunnel, or is this the weirdest part? You just don't get stuff like this when you mine up the normal way. But, okay, so now let's go around. We're gonna get through this obsidian, by the way, Internet. We're gonna get through it. It looks tricky right now, but it's definitely going to happen. So now we'll mine the blocks in front of this to make the staircase more visible. Very important. If we happen to find some diamonds, that'd be a nice little side consequence too. Not my goal, just a nice little thing that might happen. Then we'll mine some of these blocks, just make it extra clear that there is a way out over here. And there we go. Now we can just remove all the blocks on both sides. Just keep on making this a little bit more manageable. So how do we actually turn this into a wall? I guess we would just place our water there, right? And then down here too. Although we don't need to down there, clearly. Yeah, there we go. So we just keep on removing the obsidian in the main path. And then having more water flow into it. Yeah, let's just... Water flows in, obsidian goes away. Eventually all the obsidian piles up in a place, and then I have obsidian internet. So this is definitely an efficiency 5 moment. So I'm going to need my 3rd pickaxe right now. You might question why bring 3 pickaxes with you, but I think I've found a valid enough-ish reason. And there we go. Right through we go. I lose a few obsidian here and there, but the end result is broadly positive, and I've finally done it, although not this section here. Okay, so that is going to be a bit trickier. Mine our way through this, get some regular deep slate rather than cobbled. Just make the big tunnel, get it done, and then realize why you should mine at Y-53. If you feel like lava lakes are something you don't want to deal with, then mining up makes sense. But also bear in mind that if you don't want to deal with lava lakes, you can, technically speaking, you know, this is entirely valid. You are entirely able to just go around lava lakes. If you don't want to make a long straight line, that's why you do that. If you do want to make a long straight line, Y-53 avoids you mining obsidian, which might be your goal, but not necessarily, because you might really need obsidian. Let's say you're making a dumb game of golf in your end. Let's say, hypothetically, right, just as a pure hypothetical here, you might really want all of that. Okay, so back in we go. Diamond mine my way through. Now let's go. very specific number. You know, the thing is, if you don't have a specific number, you don't have a specific goal. If your goal is to have like $100 million, that's not a, you haven't budgeted it. You might need more than $100 million. Statistically, you need less. But still, the point stands that if you don't even know your goals, how can you ever achieve them? I think this is why people always recommend having measurable goals. Is because like what actually defines people who like get stuff done in my experience is not that they're like so smart and know how to do things that normal people don't. It's usually just like being able to look at a big problem, break it down into smaller pieces, and solve all of those smaller problems. It's not about solving really big problems or doing superhuman-like things. It's just like, yes, I would like to have $1.2 million. I would like to have a life that means that I never have to work again. I would like to work until I don't have to. Minimum to have $40,000 a year, inflation adjusted, you need to have $1.2 million and invest it and get roughly a 3% return, which is entirely, doable if you can just like blah, 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 blah. Like actually working all of that out is why you want the money. You want money so you don't have to work for money and so you can have more freedom in your decisions. Money itself means nothing in it, right? Or the same is true for why are you mining for diamonds? If you just mine them for, if you make a Minecraft build for no good reason, you'll get bored and you'll think, what am I even doing here? You need to have a specific purpose, a specific thing in mind. And once you have a specific purpose and thing in mind, you'll end up doing a lot better. So yeah, oh, interesting. A lot of people are having issues with YouTube right now. But I think that people realize too late that they don't know what they want. This is why relationships and jobs are really hard. Like, as an employee, you don't know what type of employer relationship you want. You might vaguely... Also, why is there obsidian up there? You might vaguely be aware... Seriously, why is there obsidian up there? I must have been through here at some point. It's really hard to know what you want from any form of relationship, right? This is why most dating fails, is because both people have wrong ideas about what they want. So many people I've met are just like, they're not willing to admit this, but they're like, I just don't want to be lonely. And if you just don't want to be lonely, that's a really easy thing to fulfill. But as soon as you've stopped being lonely, you'll realize what your other needs actually are. And then it's too late because you've spent all the you instead of looking for something that was actually what you wanted, you assumed you were way wrong about it. And the same is true about if you're making a Minecraft build. You just look at something and you're like, if you specifically know what you want, if you know that when you're building something like this, the end goal is later you can make a really long blue ice tunnel. You can make all these sort of micro optimizations along the way. Like, I know that I'm going to have to make this too wide, so I know at some point I'm going to be mining this rock block on the right over here. I'm going to mine all of these blocks eventually. When I mine these blocks, I'm helping future me out. Future me's problem has become current me's problem. And so, yeah, that's a thing that I'm doing because I know what I'm going for. If I'm just mining the tunnel because I'm like, man, I'm bored and I need something to stream, so I guess it's the tunnel. Right, if I don't know what I'm doing, I think that comes across clearly, and then I'll make some huge mistake. Speaking of huge mistake, thank you for gifting a membership, Jar Jar Fail. Really appreciate it. What do you reckon, chat? Someone shared the idea with me today that we should bring back the ibxtoycat for new members. We've been under 500 for a while. Honestly, the goal, like the long-term goal would be 1,000 members, right? That'd be real nice. That'd mean, constant, like, even if like YouTube ad revenue goes to like near zero, you're still like safe, and it'd be a fun thing. So, oh no, we mined a pickaxe. Okay, we mined a diamond with just one. That's fine. It's nice to have a new diamond. Is it nice to have 2 new diamonds? Yes, it is. What about this many and this many and oh my god, this many? There's so many diamonds, internet. Isn't that good? We went so long without them, and now we finally have it. Oh, we need the ibxtoycat, bring back the pickle juice. I'm not sure if I'm excited about the pickle juice coming back, but everything else sounds good. So that is 152, right? I think 152. But, yeah, having an intention is really important. So Dasher asked, by the way, what's something that Toycat wants in a relationship? I think this is a good example of like I think that something that is important is like wanting something, like having. Okay, so 64, 64, 30. That makes 158, by the way. Willa Toycat. If Willa Toycat comes back, I will become a member of my own accord. You know, we'll have to. It's a good idea. Well, clearly people are excited for it. I think I will bring it back. I'm glad you're excited for it too, Internet. Yeah, but the key thing is that. So like, okay. So by the way, like, what's something Toycat finds valuable in a relationship? Why did the Willa Toycat ever go away? I don't know what I even used it for. I think it was a tip above a certain amount. I think it might have been like the working out how to deal with gifted memberships in the wheel is really tricky too. There's a lot of it was just one. I guess it's one of those things where it's hard to like keep around forever. Because if you have a 1 in 16 chance of doing a pickle juice shot, and then, for example, or like something awful, like and then you want to get 600 members or 160 members. That means you're or so even like if I want to get 600 members, which is what I need to get to 1,000, that means committing to drinking 40 pickle shots, which I can do on like just on mathematical averages. I can do. It just seems a bit weird. I guess we could slice some segments and do some really weird ones in there. 120. We're almost 5% of the way there. That's exciting, huh? That's real exciting. So we're gonna drop all of the random mob drops in there, and we're gonna mine, and we're gonna mine, and we're gonna mine. Yeah, if you're having any issues, consider refreshing the stream. You can spin it every 100 diamonds. But yeah, I think, there's also the issue. Oh no, the biggest reason the Willa Toycat had issues is, the people remembering. Like, I genuinely don't know what the solution to this is. Because like, the point is, become a new member, get a spin on the Willa Toycat. But then people would be like, but I'm still here, why don't I get one every month? And there's the membership, I set up on my channel, every month you can give a free, like, big super chat style message as a member. Surely when I give that, that should count as a spin. And it's like, okay, so as well as doing, you know, like 40 pickle shots or whatever it would be, I have to also commit to the fact that, like, every month there's 400 spins of the wheel or whatever. So that's like another, you know, like, I don't know, 30 every month. It's like, but that doesn't even work. So it could be like the first time a person becomes a member, they get a spin. Become a new member, get a spin on the wheel. But then that also feels like a loyalty dis bonus, right? How do you fix that? I'm a believer in loyalty. I would prefer to reward loyalty rather than do the opposite, that's for sure. What is up here? Oh, we found another cave. That's fun. What's in the cave? Have I been here? That looks like something I would mine, but probably not. We're going to remove this lava, and then we're going to remove all of this lava. Because this is right in the path, and so it's kind of annoying. This is just a big ravine. It doesn't connect to anything, so it's not a big deal. We just got to mine it, but mine it with a water... Oh, no. Okay, not that way. Mine it with a water block that is coming through here. So this is a whip out the enchanted pickaxe. Let's go obsidian mining. So this is the best time to mine obsidian, technically. You should make a second channel where you post unedited Let's Plays, says ibxtoycat. I think that's a fun idea for like a member exclusive, because some people say they want it, but every time you upload it, it gets destroyed on retention, click-through, error. Like, mathematics, some people say they want it, but I cannot upload it without destroying my channel. So I think that might make a sense. It's like, okay, here you go. Purely unedited Let's Play, just for the members. Please move the torches to be next to your pickaxe. I'm dying. No, I insist on having an unorganized inventory, and you can't stop me, damn it. So yeah, mining underwater, gonna go just great for me. We do need more member content. Mark Wiggins, thank you for the super chat. But yeah, I think it's a fun idea for sure. But then, you know, like, I think it's one of those things that even then you have to put a lot of thought into. Can't actually just do here is a Let's Play but unedited. Some people are like, but I want to see this, that. So maybe we'll do something to do with the Lost Woods or something or other. Everything about this technique is killing me. You know what would kill you more? Dying. Wouldn't gravel be easier to go? But the thing is, I do actively need this obsidian. Just a reminder, chat, I do want the obsidian. Obsidian is valuable to me. It is not something I have large amounts of in my world. Actually, I have like a chest full of it, but I need more obsidian. So if I can get some from this, I'm not like mad about it. I'm not losing out or anything like that. So, yeah, with that said, the other important thing, yeah, I think that's, sorry, I always remember, like, I've got to, like, not talk about some things out loud. One of those is, like, okay, if you talk about, like, okay, what about doing a member thing? Can't be like, but, you know, would people really care? You're gonna be like, nah, it's gonna be the best. It's gonna be, you know, your insecurities are dumb. Your insecurities are always dumb, but especially when you're on the internet in a parasocial relationship. Extra stupid. But yeah, I think every relationship has a misbalance in expectations. I think you have a lot of them with yourself, but I think when it comes to other people, that's where it gets really, really messed up and confusing. I remember at one point, like, I had a friend, I said to a friend, like, oh yeah, I've got like a spare room in my house. If you'd like to rent it, you can do this. It was great. It was wonderful. But then my friend like misunderstood it all and was like, yeah, it's like our house that we're living in here, right? And it's like, no, it's like my house and then there's like your room, you know, like you rent a room in this house. And he's like, so where do I store my stuff in this place over here? And what about this, you know, like, and like, I know, like stuff, like even just stuff like, he would start like using my shower a lot more because he's like, yeah, I like it more than my shower. It's like, but like you rent that room over there which has a shower if you, yeah, also, you know, like it was stuff like that like it's hard to like communicate like if you don't have the right expectations going in. From one angle, it's like me being genuinely like maybe I'm like too good at seeing other people's sides, but I'm like, man, that's really harsh on me to say that he can't shower in my shower. That's really mean of me. If he likes my shower more, as a good friend, shouldn't I let him? Certified you need a new couch moment. JROK, Toycat Dax. With desert wells being the best structure, have you ever built a netherite desert well? If netherite slabs existed, I'm just saying, Mojang, get on that. But if they ever existed, I'd get right on that. Okay, the lesson from this, by the way, is definitely mine at 53. Definitely just get right up there. Never come back down. It just save yourself some pain. The lava lakes are so common. Maybe just I'm having a bad string of luck. But when you don't, if you're willing to just go, like, honestly, the right thing to do here is, right, we could just mine this way now. And then when we hit lava this way, we mine to the right again. And just so on and so forth. You'll find more diamonds this way. That's for sure. But yeah, I think the important thing about basically, okay, so we're gonna mine the ceiling now. I haven't done that for a bit. The important thing about basically anything is expectations and having them be the same. Because when expectations don't meet reality, that's when a lot of like negative things happen. Sometimes those negative things are relatively harmless, but that's where people like that's where almost all pain comes from. It's like, I just thought things would be a certain way. I'm definitely a don't use my shower guy. Yeah, I'm like, I can understand when you sign up for a communal shower, having a communal shower, but having it be that like someone has their private shower and your shower is the communal shower, like hits me wrong, right? That's not what I want in the world. I know I had the same issue of like I had someone else move in, and I had the same issue about like, okay, so here's the deal. I made it really clear. Here's the place you rented. Like it's in the agreement. Your room, everything goes in the room, and then if you want to use the kitchen facilities, that's like fine. Like obviously you can have access to those. Like great, mate signed up for it, it's wonderful. And then they're like, oh yeah, so you know that room downstairs that's filled with all your stuff? I just figured because it's filled with your stuff that it might as well be filled with my stuff too. And I'm like, no, that's not okay. And they're like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to put it under my pillow? I can't sleep with a Hoover under my pillow. And it's like, but I'm not saying that you should sleep with a Hoover under your pillow. I'm saying that is not a place that you're allowed to be. And they're like, well, I can't move it. And they're like, well, are you going? It just like it's like that's like stressful. They're like, yeah, I have access to there's a room that Andrew stores his stuff in. Isn't it unfair that Andrew can store stuff in the room, but I can't? And to me, it's like, well, it's not really a storage room. It's a room that's like currently, it's really hard to have these like, or, like in a relationship too. If you have an expectation that your relationship is, I don't know, like here's one for me, for example, just a weird one, maybe a weird one actually. I'm not sure where you all feel on this one, internet. I think that you're like two people against the world. I think the whole point of a relationship in the modern, ever since the romantic era, ever since we moved on from marriage as like a way to marry into your enemy's dynasties, ever since we moved past that definition of marriage, and indeed love and all that sort of stuff, I'm a believer that the most important person kind of needs to be, at the very least, it needs to be that you are, incredibly, I think that's important. Like, taking the side of each other is important. Like, not no criticism, but also, like, you shouldn't be going through too much. I think one of the things that broke me, like, the most is when, I had some, like, issue, some really, really, really tiny issue. Like, oh, yeah, so, in a thing way back when, I read out someone's comment. So someone was calling, like, I read out people's comments of negative, mean comments they left me, and one of those comments had the N-word in it. And so someone took that clip and made it into a really big deal and was trying to like basically cancel me for it. And it was stressful, right? And like having like, someone I care about be like, yeah, no, just so you know, you need to come out and apologize. You're in the wrong for, no matter what the context was, you weren't allowed to say it. And it's like this was a 10-year-old clip, like, to me, it's like, this is a 10-year-old clip. That wasn't really, like, at some point, it stops being you that said something, right? Like, it would have been years ago, too. So, like, me at, like, 15, 16, 17, 18, like, I don't know, I think it's such a dumb thing that people are like, yes, I am using this, someone is out there to get me, basically, right? They don't care about the issue, they just think it's a fun way to get someone in trouble. And, to be on the side of like, well, I think you should be in trouble too, that's for sure, is like a dumb thing. It's one of the worst ones. And that's like a dumb example, but there's like a ton of stuff like that. That like, if you're at, maybe on their page, they're like, yeah, the most important thing to me is that we make the world a better place, and you make the world a worse place if you read out someone's comment by accident and then you don't apologize immediately afterwards because, oh, yeah, they called me a mean word, but really the people who suffered in this interaction of someone trying to blackmail me and someone calling me, blackmail me by me reading out someone's bad word, the real suffering in this is by the community of people in a country that I don't live in that might see that video and feel like, oh no, that is not his word. That's the one that, but the interesting thing is I realize is saying this, like, there's some 0% of the internet that agrees with that. I think a decent percentage, in fact. And it's one of the, also, husband always just takes stranger's side of me, it hurt no matter how correct he was. And it's weird because sometimes, right, when you're really, really, really wrong, if it's like, so I went to the post office today and the man demanded money from me. I just wanted to send my mail, and he said, yeah, that'll be £1.85. And I said, can't you just do it for free? You deliver my mail for free. Why, you deliver mail to me for free. Why won't you deliver mail to my friend? And he's like, well, it doesn't work that way. Should you correct your partner when they are objectively wrong, right? And that's a blurry line too. On the mixed emotional issues, you should always apologize to bad faith critics. Now say you're sorry. I've got the attitude of like, no, yeah, double down. And someone tries to do something like that. Obviously you can't double down on that one particular issue, so I have not done so. But it's like, yeah, if you think it's terrible, I think you're terrible. Even more terrible for thinking you should control someone else's bet. Because honestly, that's what so much of the world is, right? Is people working out. They can control your behavior by using things like, I know morality has a lot of really important bits to it, like not stealing, not being mean to each other, like even stuff like, oh yeah, there's stuff you don't think of as bad, but other people do think. There's real important lessons in morality that totally should be learned from, and it's really wonderful. But so many people see the morality world as a way to exert control over others, when people allow that to happen. That's something I'm very cautious of. Do 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 do. Thank you so much, Evil Ink. How evil is your ink? But yeah, it's finding the right balance on everything is hard. Finding any balance in your own life is impossible. But finding like a mixture of two people that has any amount of that, also very tricky as it turns out. So we got a lot of cobbled deep slate. We got a lot of diamonds. I have enough diamonds that I can now start combining them into blocks. Look at that, internet. 17 diamond blocks right here. I don't know where I'm going to store those blocks. I guess I'll put this over there. I've only slightly moved my problem for now, but slightly moving my problems is what I do best. So now I can put the splash potion of weakness in here. Seems like a logical place for it. And then I can put my 5 diamonds away there. I picked up a lot of diamonds already. 158 really doesn't sound like many, but once you start placing it down in a chest, you realize you're doing pretty well. But it is just a small fraction of what we've got to do. I think I might repivot my entire tunnel idea to being slightly higher for the sake of mining it more. You should take your partner's side in the overwhelming majority of things, especially in public. I think it's the only time it's valid to disagree with them is when they're blatantly evil. Yeah, that to me is actually an important distinguisher. Even in public, I would be like, what do you mean you're not going to let her mail for free? I get so much spam from you and you're not going to do... You know, like, I think it's really hard. I think that's something that, like, I aspire to do rather than, like, necessarily saying I can do. I think that... my actual goal, it really is like, whenever something like that happens, is to mediate it well. I think two people don't see each other's sides. How can I make them both see it? It would be my ideal that the world get off to an even footing, with an obvious preference for the person that I am caring more about. Also, thank you, by the way, Jose Bush Dilator. Appreciate you becoming a member. Welcome to the club. And I appreciate the heart with a little bow on it too. A Christmas present heart. How nice. But yeah, I think it's one of those surprisingly hard lines to draw. But I'm going to put all this cobbled deep slate away because I'm going to need it all for the next time I'm here. You need to be a team. It's a weird, and that's a weird one too because, you know, where does being a team end, and where does it's a weird thing. Why is it that, for example, and that's, I guess that's kind of the same thing with an employer. You do want from an employer relationship to be on the same team. I know I did have I had an editor like make an edit once that was wrong, where they're like actively being like like how stupid Toycat is for not getting this, and they were wrong about it. They edited that in, and it's like, why would you put that in there? I didn't know until the video went up. I missed it. It's like, why would you try to make me look stupid when you were incorrect about the way in which you made, and I don't know, like every now and then there's something like that where, because, you know, like ultimately, like people don't care about the whole editing process. It's like, if you do something bad here, it makes it, you can put words into my mouth. And so ideally they should be really careful about what words they are putting in there. There's a high amount of trust involved in employing people in the context which I do. You know, it's a whole thing. The world, it's a whole world we live in. Anyway, so yeah, I think I'm gonna make this a new deep slate area of this whole thing. Clearly, I'm mining a lot of it, and I'm going to be mining a lot more. So what we need to do is start placing those things down, I guess, over here as well. Do we want to have chests in between them, or I don't know how we want to roll this. If we place a chest here, does it become... Yeah, it becomes its own little mini chest. Interesting. So yeah, for now, let's go and break a bunch of cobbled deep slate. into here. Or we could just like leave these sugar boxes and deal with it as future me's problem. Aha! You got it. So yeah, if you like making things future use problem for better or for worse, do you know what a great way you can make current you appreciate that more is? You can go to ibxtoycat.store and get yourself a Future Me Problem Toy Cat shirt right now. I've got one, and I enjoy it a lot. It is one of those really fun shirts, so I'm glad a lot of people have been enjoying. But if you want one, for real, ibxtoycat.store. Like I mentioned earlier, I think it's like way fewer people. Yeah, it's way smaller profit margins than promoting like, oh, here's a online subscription service about cooking or VPNs or whatever else. But it is one of those things that like I enjoy knowing when people get their hands on one. So yeah, I'm excited to know that there'll be some new people going for the fun new Toy Cat merch at ibxtoycat.store. And just remember to buy 2 in case one gets stolen, as Duncan Wall does suggest accurately. It might happen to you. You won't think it will until it does, and then you'll realize. Speaking of things you'll realize, oh man, I have a lot of boxes around here I have to deal with. Okay, this one's easy. Smooth base salt, potion of regeneration. What do we do with a smooth base salt? It definitely goes in one of these. Not the tough chest. Not this chest. Not this chest. This one. There we go. And potion of regeneration. Future me will really appreciate that. Start making future you problems into future you solutions. Right now at ibxtoycat.store. But no, more seriously, I hope you all enjoyed this live stream. I will be doing another one. Come check it out. It'll probably have a Wheel of Toy Cat in it. Unless I'm, I don't know, tragically murdered between now and then. I saw a few people, I got recognized by a few people in public today. It was a weird thing. Someone was like looking at me while I was recording a video, and at the end they're like, so are you recording this video? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, is that for social media? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. They're like, that's really cool. And it's like, what? I guess the thing is, because like nowadays there is TikTok and YouTube and stuff, you can't just say, is it for YouTube? But like saying for social media sounds like such a, like of course it's for whatever, where else would you record a video for? Am I gonna upload this to my website or put this in my movie? Anyway, have a good evening, unless your name is Stevening. Goodbye.